What is going on, Crimson City? My name is Crimson CBAD, and in today's video, guys, we're going to be discussing our team builder for week 4 of the GBA. We are going up against Battlelord X, aka Pokemon Trainer Steve, aka the Milwaukee Sawsbucks. It's going to be a very fun match for me. I do love every time I get a chance to battle Steve. Steve's the reason I'm really as involved with competitive battling as I am, so I'm really excited for this matchup. If you guys missed Week 3, make sure you guys go check it out. It'll be at a card somewhere in the top of the screen, or definitely be on the end screen of this video. Make sure you give it a like as well if you guys are supporters of the Detroit Steel Wings this season of the GBA. We are currently 1-2 with a +4 differential right now, so we're doing very good in my opinion. I mean, it's 3 weeks in. I'm not going to stress any sort of losses. Plus, they were really small losses, really big wins, so hoping to pick up another W today. So without further ado, guys, let's get right into this. Alright guys, let's go on ahead and pull up a picture of Steve's team right about now. Steve's team consists of Xurkitree, Mimikyu, Kartana, Starmie, Cresselia, Licky, Lycanroc Day, Kommo-o, Swampert, Hariyama, and Zoroark. If you guys did miss it, he did drop the Mudsdale for the Swampert, so Swampert does have a really nice matchup this week, so I can see why he would do it. Let's talk about a few of his mons really quickly. Xurkitree, base 173 special attack, absolutely devastating. His speed's here, nothing too crazy. 83 in speed. Beast Boost, obviously, is huge if he is running a Scarf Xurkitree set. If he's able to null out any electric immunities that I have after he starts getting some Beast Boost, GG. He has Mimikyu, which is a really interesting mon to deal with in this format. He does have the Disguise ability, which is almost a built-in focus sash, so to speak. Even if he's burned, even if there is rocks damage on it, as long as no physical contact has been made, that sash, so to speak, is still intact. It does have a base 90 attack. It has a nice speeds here in 96, 105 special defense. So I'm not really sure what type of excuse me, Mimikyu he wants to run. Pairing off very well with the special Xurkitree is his physical Kartana, 181 base attack, 109 base speed, again with Beast Boost. This thing with the proper setup, with the proper coverage, can absolutely destroy my team. I need to take advantage of the fact that it has 31 special defense and just hit it with an HP fire from nearly anything and it's gone. Starmie, another very threatening mon in League format. 100 base special attack, 115 speed. It has natural cure, so it can be a bulky utility. It has analytic boost, so on switch-ins, that thing can absolutely destroy us. It is one of his spinners. Talking about that really quickly, Starmie is his only form of hazard removal. He can set up rocks in the form of Lycanroc or Swamperts. He has no spike setters or toxic spike users. Then his only cleric is the Licky. So, Cresselia is the bane of everybody's existence in League format. I'm hoping to use that today in a little bit of my advantage, or tomorrow I should say, in today's battle. Tomorrow's battle, I'm hoping to use it to my advantage. Cresselia, 120 base HP, 120 defense, 130 special defense with the levitate ability. Its weaknesses are Dark and Bug. This thing is a fat space duck I can set in front of you. If it starts setting up Calm Minds, it's a very difficult mon to deal with. Other than setting it on a timer, I imagine he'll be bringing the Cresselia. Pairing with that, I also imagine he'll be bringing the Licky. Like I said, it's the only cleric on the team. It keeps a lot of his mons very healthy. It can also Wish Pass, it can Heal Bell, it can Body Slam, it can do a bunch of stuff. It's a really fat mon. 110 base HP, 95 special defense, 95 defense. It doesn't want to take a physical hit too well, because a lot of my physical mons do have super effective stab against this thing, so I see it being a more supportive, especially defensive variant if he does bring it, which I would. It's really the only thing that gets, I mean, if I can get Will-O-Wisps off on Mimikyu, if I can get Toxics off on things like Starmie, if he's an analytic set, or Toxics off on the Cresselia, if I can burn or Toxic the Swampert, should he bring it, I would anticipate him to bring a Heal Bell Licky set, so a more supportive set on this than a more offensive set. Lycanroc Day is actually a really nice mon, 115 base attack, 112 base speed. I don't think he'd bring the Sand for Sand Rush, but Stab, Accelerock, as well as a potential set of rocks, a few coverage moves. This thing kind of manhandles a few mons on my team as well. Kommo-o, I think, is an absolutely slept-on mon. 110 attack, 125 defense, 100 special attack, 105 special defense. This thing is so bulky. It's got 75 HP, so it's nothing hyperly crazy, but it still has a tremendous amount of bulk behind it. Bulletproof, soundproof, and overcoat. So, soundproof Kommo-o kind of takes a hyper voice from Sylveon and says no thank you, but we'll get into how we handle that here in a bit. Very scary once it starts setting up Dragon Dance. We don't know if it's going to be special, we don't know if it's going to be physical. Blah. It's crazy. Swampert, like I said, Mudsdale didn't really have the world's best matchup against my team, so Swampert really does manhandle my team a little bit more in the forms of if I do bring Entei. 100 HP, 110 attack, 90 defense. Special attack is 85, so nothing too crazy there. Can fire off some Scalds though. 90 special defense, Torrent and Damp. Damp's not really necessary, so I'm assuming he'll bring a Torrent set. Because who would bring Explosion to a league match? Haha. Hariyama's another Pokemon that can kind of take advantage of my team, especially with some recent trades and free agents. If you missed that out, go check that out on the channel. If I were to bring Tentacruel with Toxic Spikes, if I were to bring a few Mons with Toxic or Will-O-Wisp, Guts could be an issue. Thick Fat can also nerf the damage from Entei as well if he does choose to bring it, or if I do choose to bring it. 144 HP, 120 attack, 80 special defense. You can even bring an AV set just to take on things like Tornadus and the like. Last Mon on the team, very tricky Pokemon, needs to be played right in order to be able to do any sort of damage and to do any significant sweeping damage. Obviously, this thing is a glass cannon; it can deal out a ton of damage. Zoroark, 105 attack, 60 HP, 120 special attack, 105 speed with the illusion. So, I do have ways of going about that. We're gonna kind of we're gonna start from the back of the team and work our way forward. Just so I can show you guys, because I did talk about the Zoroark, so I wanna build from the back and start our way up. So, first off here, we have our Dusknoir, the magical ghost, the beautiful magical ghost, I should say. She is rocking the Castleberry with the Frisk ability, Haze, Will-O-Wisp, Pain Split, and Seismic Toss. 252 HP, 252 Bold Nature, 4 in Special Defense. Let's kind of talk about this thing. So, let's start first with the item, Castleberry. I was debating the Colberberry for the Zoroark. However, paired with the Frisk ability, say I'm going to lead off with the Dusknoir if he brings the Zoroark every single time. Every single time. If I see that Zoroark, I'm leading with my Dusknoir, because I want to see if he leads off with, like, Swampert. Oh no, he's going to lead off with Rock Swampert, but all of a sudden I frisk it, and it's a Choice Specs Swampert. I'm going to be like, wait a minute here, that doesn't add up right. So I'm going to switch out into something that can handle that, which you'll see later on in the match. So Frisk is there good. Castleberry is able to take on the Mimikyu if he should get up to +2 or even +4. We can take a Shadow Claw from very near full. We can go for a Haze to nerf those Shadow Claws to get the Swords attacks down. The Swords Dance. Sword Attack. Sword Attack! Just nerf the Swords Dance. Will-O-Wisp also is going to be nice. If he has a Lumberry set, so be it. But we can go for a Will-O-Wisp on the Mimikyu and kind of damage that. I'm kind of worried about Mimikyu. Mimikyu has a lot of potential in this game. Pain Split for the recovery, Seismic Toss for the residual damage. Obviously, we can't touch the Mimikyu, but once it's burned, we really don't need to worry about it. I did want an answer to that, and I did want an answer to be able to kind of identify which Pokemon the Zoroark is going to be. Frisk is also really nice. I talked about in the free agents pickup because we can identify which what type of items they are. We can kind of get a little bit more information into the opposing team's build. If we can see something like a choice item, if we can see something like an assault vest, we can kind of play around those. So, like I said, back to right. Serena, we have a Rocky Helmet Serena here. Queenly Majesty, U-turn, Chop Kick, Synthesis, and Rapid Spin. Max HP, max defense. Nothing too crazy about this thing here. It is a little bit of a Kartana check every time Kartana comes in. If it's a choice variant, he has to make the right predictions in order to do damage to us, and if not, he's going to be taking Rocky Helmet damage. Gives us a free U-turn out onto it to be able to keep momentum in our favor. It also does take care of the Swampert. It does provide slow U-turn coverage off on things like Starmie, on things like Cresselia, on things like Licky Licky if he should bring it in. If he's a physical Coma, we can go for Drop Kicks on this thing. We can tank hits after +1, go for Drop Kicks, being able to nerf it, so then it's just a fast, weak dragon. Rapid Spin, because we do have, as you guys can see, we've got 2 Mons on the team that are weak to rocks, should he bring them. Synthesis for the recovery, just to pair in hand with that Rocky Helmet. Yeah, very straightforward set. I feel like a lot of people really didn't think Serena was going to be a good defensive grass type, and haha, joke's on you. Next up here, we have the one Mon that absolutely takes his team and says no. After a few Pokemon are gone, this thing takes his entire team and says no. We have a Kyurem here, our Blue Eyes White Dragon, rocking the leftovers. Substitute Toxic Roost Ice Beam. 132 HP, 124 special attack, 252 special defense with a Calm Nature. This Kyurem literally takes his team and says no. That's straight out what it does. The idea is, so let's talk about the stead really quickly. We have a lot of resistances being a dragon type. We have a lot of resistances being a ice type. We also have a few weaknesses. Let's talk about that. So the plan is to substitute up in front of Cresselia. Side Shot cannot break my sub, and surprisingly enough to my opponents, a Moonblast will not break my substitute as well, provided he does. Okay, so a Moonblast will break my sub in the event he is not running a max Cresselia. With very little special attack investment. If he's running more special attack investment, that's good to know, because then he cannot take hits as well as he needs to. So, plan is, if we can get this thing in on Cresselia, we go for a substitute. He goes for a Moonblast. It doesn't break the sub. We go for a Toxic. Put that bad boy on a timer. forcing in the Licky Licky, and nothing on his team. His ice resistance is non-existent, to be honest. Starmie is his ice resist on the team. Perhaps even Thick Fat Hariyama, should he choose to bring it. But other than that, I mean, Starmie's special defense is 85, base HP of 60. He has no ice resist, so the bulk behind this is so Cresselia cannot break our sub without sacrificing its own bulk in return. Toxic, put things on timer, Roost for the recovery, pairing him with leftovers really nicely. Sick. And then, like I said, substitute. I don't want to stay in on the Cresselia, go for a Toxic, and have him putting me on a Toxic, or even potentially Thunder Waving me in return. So get this thing on a Cresselia, substitute up, proceed to go from there. So this is a really good way to whittle down some of his mons, being able to put bulkier things like Swampert, Cresselia, Licky Licky if you choose to bring it on a timer, and Hariyama if we can find out he's not Guts ability. If we find out he's more of a thick fat variant, putting this thing on a timer would also be really nicely. It's a big bulky fat mon, but we also have ways of dealing with it. Next up here, we do have Tornadus Therian, our Kazajin, our Tornadus Therian, I should say, rocking the Life Orb, Regenerator ability, U-turn, Tailwind, Taunt, Hurricane. Very interesting spread this week. Let's slowly talk about the speed. We're at 184. We outpaced Starmie with this set. So, if he is bringing a Scarf Kartana, or if he's bringing a Scarf Xerkatry, whatever, we'll take the damage. But if we can determine whether or not they're Scarfed early on, this thing will be able to put in a ton of work. U-turn for the momentum. We do have U-turn between this thing and between Serena, so that way we can get Blue Eyes White Dragon in on a few things. We can also get our Crocodile in on a few things, which I'll talk about in a minute. Tailwind support. If all should fail, looking at his team, what is his Fairy resist? I'm waiting. Nope. Okay. Tailwind support. You'll see us talk about Sylveon here in a second. He has no real Fairy support. His Kartana is his Fairy resist with 31 special defense. So a Hyper Voice still kills it in a heartbeat. Moonblast still kills it in a heartbeat. It puts in a ton of work. If we can get off a little bit more of his specially defensive Fattermons, we can get rid of Cresselia and Licky Licky. Set up a Tailwind. Sylveon absolutely destroys his team. So we've got a lot of answers to this team. We've got a really solid matchup this week here. Taunt, if he does bring in the Cresselia on low and he feels like he can take a Hurricane, he'll probably go for a Moonlight. I can go for the Taunt here, shut that thing down, go for a U-turn into something else. Bada bing, bada boom. Same thing with the Licky Licky. If he decides to go for Heal Bells or Wish, we can shut that thing down. We have a lot of answers for his support mons this week, which I'm really, really happy and excited about. And then Hurricane for the stab. So 212, like I said, we outpaced the Starmie. I wanted 196 in HP. 196 gives us the most bang for our buck with Life Orb. It's only doing 17 HP every single time. If you guys don't know about that, Life Orb does 10%, blah, blah, blah. Pokemon works in solid integers. Anyways, and then the rest of it in special attack just to boost that Hurricane. I'm running Timid Nature. U-turn's not there for offense. U-turn's there for pivot support. Next up here, we do have our beautiful Sylveon, a.k.a. King Truesdale, Fairy King Truesdale, rocking the Choice Specs, Pixelate ability, Hyper Voice, Moonblast, Quick Attack, and Baton Pass. 252 Modest, 52 in Special Defense, 204 in Speed. Crimson, what are you running 204 in Speed for? That is to outspeed very standard Cresselia. We can Baton Pass on the thing, we can outspeed with Hyper Voices, being able to pick up KOs. We're rocking Hyper Voice and Moonblast. Como does have the soundproof ability, so if we go into this match thinking we can Hyper Voice everything and he brings a soundproof Como, that forces a switch on our end. That allows him for a Dragon Dance. That is not good in my book. So, we're rocking both of those. If he doesn't bring the Como, we just fire up Hyper Voice all day. We've got the Baton Pass in case we need to make a prediction. We have Quick Attack in case we need to pick things off. We are running Modest Nature. Quick Attack with the Pixelate boost is still going to be doing, it's going to be doing some chip damage. It's some chip damage. If he brings the Zoroark in, Quick Attack on that thing is going to be nice because he can be like, oh, I'm going to go for a Nasty Plot Sludge Wave. Guess what? You're holding a Quick Attack from, super effective Quick Attack from a Sylveon, GG. Like I said, also very good. The priority on his team includes Mimikyu with Shadow Sneak, and the Hariyama with Fake Out and Bullet Punch, which, also to mention, Cosmo Queen, our Serena, also handles his Hariyama very, very well. Trop Kick, goodbye. He can knock off the helmet, so be it. Ice Punches are not doing much to us. We can Trop Kick, get the attack stat down, force a switch, go for a U-turn, go for Synthesis on the switch. It's really nice. But like I said, so if a combination of Kyurem and Crocodilius cannot handle his team, then we do have a nice pairing of Tornadus and Sylveon to be able to handle his team as well, with things like Serena and Dusknoir in the back to kind of pair off each other. Stick. I don't know why I keep doing that. But last but not least, here we have our final sweeper of the match. Crocodilius, aka Crocodile, bringing that Choice Scarf Moxie, Earthquake knockoff superpower, Fire Fang. 4 in HP, 252 attack, 60 defense, 4 special defense, 188 in speed with a jolly nature. So, this thing outpaces Circuitry, Choice Scarf Circuitry. If he does go for a Z Rain Dance or a Z Electric Terrain with his Circuitry, we still do outspeed it. Those only rated speed by 1. We'll be outpacing it by 1 point, being able to fire off an Earthquake. Absolutely devastating. Knock off there to get off any items, being able to do a ton of damage to things like Starman, Cresselia. Superpower is for the Licky Licky. Nothing too crazy. Without prior setup does Oko Licky Licky, so I wanted to go with the superpower just in case. Fire Fang for the Kartana. Other than that, again, once Cresselia is gone, his Earthquake switch-ins are very, very limited. If we can pick up a, if we can get a +1 boost off on Crocodile with this spread, 60 in defense, I believe we are handling the Kartana a little bit better if he's locked into Smart Strike as opposed to the Leaf Blade. Obviously, Leaf Blade, goodbye. We are able to handle a hit from the Kalma O just a little bit better with that little defensive investment that we do have. But like I said, this thing is to, once Cresselia is gone, if we can pick up a Moxie Boost, the plan is to, first plan, use Kyurem and Serena to whittle down his team so Scarf Crocodile comes in and cleans up. Second plan of action, should that fail, we have Tornadus with outspeeds his entire team, sets up a Tailwind, possibly goes down to like something like Xergatry. We send in Sylveon. Sylveon with the bulk that it has, able to take it on, start firing off Hyper Voices behind a Tailwind. GG. Those are my 2 plans of attack this week. So, nothing too crazy. I feel very confident going into this matchup. We're going to see how it goes. We have been playing very well, so I will let you guys know tomorrow's match will be a live comm match. I'm really excited for that. I hope it goes well. If I feel like I'm not performing well for you guys on live, then we'll do a post. But I'm feeling, the past 3 weeks have been very confident. I'm feeling very confident going into this matchup. So I'm going to give you guys spoilers. I'm going to record it live comm, and if I like it, it'll be live. So all that being said, I hope you guys have enjoyed this team builder. If you have, be sure to leave a like on this video. Your support is always greatly appreciated, especially you longtime Detroit Steel Wings fans. If you guys are a new Detroit Steel Wings fans because of how recently well we've been performing in Season 7, if you guys just came around on the GBA for Season 7, welcome. I encourage you, as I clear my throat, it is early in the morning. I encourage you to stick around, see what we have to offer here. Hit the subscribe button so you guys do not miss out on future GBA content. Anything related to the Detroit Steel Wings or GBA from my team will be uploaded on this channel. You get to hear my thought process and stuff. You guys saw the transactions video. Any trades or if I use my final free agent pickup, I'll be sure to post that. So, like I said, stick around so you guys don't miss out. I hope you guys have enjoyed. I love you guys. As always, I remind you to be great and do great. I'm going to let this outro bang, and I'll talk to you guys soon. Later.